Hello my friends, how you doing? This is Dan McDonald, the Life Regenerator, and I wanted to address a few things today. First of all, I would like to send you over to my friend Nessa. Her site is rawfit-ness.com, RAWFIT-NESS. She spent about 10 or 12 hours dictating information that I was channeling or sharing, if you will, if that's a better word for it. And she put that up on her website. So since I don't have time to write a book, I thought maybe y'all would be interested in some of the things I had to say. So I wanted to send you over to her site so you could get that. Another thing too that's really cool is that she's got a lot of free juicing recipes and tons of great information about how raw foods and fitness can really work together to create a really powerful life for yourself. So go check out rawfit-ness.com and you'll be glad you did. And then you can become a fan on her Facebook site if you want to there. The link will be down below, of course. But anyways, today is about, ooh boy, the world really doesn't understand this very well. It's really hard to understand, and thank God for 10 years of experience in raw foods and fasting and juice feasting and mono fruit diets and stuff like that. I have a really good understanding of it. What happens when you begin to do this cleaner diet is that you be and cleaner and lighter and more alkalizing as you begin to move toxins that are deeply embedded within the tissues out into the bloodstream to be neutralized and eliminated. And so what happens is when you pull out your usual stimulants, basically all food is a stimulant, even fruit, you know what I mean? Even vegetables is a stimulant protoplasmically. And you'll know what I mean after you've fasted for 7 days on water, and then you can feel the stimulating effects of cabbage. Cabbage a stimulant? No way. Well, trust me, when you're laying down and you're not eating anything, and then you eat a cabbage and it kind of boosts you back up due to the nature of chewing and just, alkaline elements and energy. Usually every food's a stimulant, but there's levels to it, and they're very subtle, and this is where the spiritual the spiritual saints of India and whatnot would always prescribe a sattvic type diet where the fruits and the vegetables and rice and milk was the diet of the Indian saints and the yogis of old, because some of the more stimulating foods like meat and spices and things like that would make it much more challenging for them to meditate for long periods of time, because these foods all affect the mind, the subtle vibrations, so I can't really get into that. That'd be another great video, the subtle vibrations of food. But anyways, use your higher awareness and try to tap in to the difference between, let's say, a piece of pork where the pig was, didn't want to die and had a lot of adrenaline at the very last minute of its life, and then having its throat slit and still being alive, and that blood and adrenaline going into that meat, as opposed to like an apple that was just sitting up on a tree. You know what I mean? It's going to be a different level of vibration, and that's going to affect the mind. Of course, a lot of people are not going to be able to understand that, but that's just been my experience. So the more that I eat the fruits and the vegetables and the calming sattvic foods, the more my mind becomes calmer, and the less I want to be like, dominant or territorial, the less I want to be right, and the more spacious I become, because the sattvic foods make it easier, or the fruits and the vegetables and the nuts and seeds make it a lot easier to untie the knots that bind the heart to this world. In other words, it helps you to release attachments. And releasing attachments can be very beneficial, because it's your attachments to things being a certain way that causes you the distress and emotion in your lifetime. People think that things need to be a certain way, they become attached to that, and then when things are not that way, then they get stressed out. But the thing is you can never predict. That's why when people talk about like eating certain foods to stay grounded and stuff like that, I think it's fairly interesting, and I think I understand what they're saying. But interestingly enough, at a whole nother level of awareness and consciousness, you begin to realize there is no grounding. There's nothing to cling to, because everything is always going to change. There's only one thing you can be certain of, my friends, and that is you cannot be certain of anything. You do not know the outcome from one second to the next. So I eat this way to get grounded is pretty interesting in one sense. What I think sometimes is that means is that you get so full of food that you kind of can slow down the process of awareness trying to expand in each and every one of us. It's always doing that. It's always trying, awareness itself is always trying to expand within you. So what I've learned to do over the years, and this video just again came out very random, but I guess that's what I'm supposed to say today, is that I have begun to be very comfortable with discomfort. Oh, interesting, isn't it? I have begun to be very comfortable with not knowing, with the unpredictability of life. When you can begin to be at peace within the unpredictability of life, that's when you can begin to have true peace. If you need things to be a certain way in order to be happy, then you are going to be unhappy half of the time. Because with the world that is dualistic in nature, which I don't have time to get into today, there's the one, and then there's the division of the one. And this is where a lot of times there's a lot of conflict, and that's why the human beings with their egos choose one side or the other. I'll use an example which has been on my mind lately, which I find interesting. Let's take Durian Ryder and Daniel Vitalis. You know, they beat each other up all the time and stuff like that. I try to stay out of that stuff, but I think they're both a great example, because I respect both of them. I think they're both very intelligent. To be honest with you, I think they're both smarter than I am. But I got the one thing here in the middle of the chest going for me, so that's kind of my little trip is the love, you know. But see, I agree with both of them 100%. Wait a minute, you can't agree with Durian Ryder and Daniel Vitalis 100%. I can't. Well, because within the context that they're presenting their information to the world, they are 100% correct. Durian Ryder, he does his thing, and for him, he's totally right on, and I can totally dig it, and it's awesome information. In the context that Daniel Vitalis presents his information, it's totally right on, and I agree with it 100%. But my point is that human beings love conflict. They love to fight, and the human ego, if you study your ego long enough, you'll see that it loves to be right. It loves to have the upper hand. It loves to be smarter than the other guy. But as you become more dedicated and devoted to the truth and love unconditional style, then you don't allow your ego to go that way. Now, obviously, my ego would love to do that because that's its job. But as I become more sophisticated through, thank God, people like Joel Osteen, Dr. David Hawkins, Robert Morse, Gabriel Cousins, the spiritual God men that have inspired me, you know, and there are many others, but these are just the main ones that are in my life right now. There's Joel Osteen up on my TV right now, plugging me in with the positive stuff. But somehow this video became to be a point where the human beings love conflict, and it's okay. You know, I'm not telling you that it's wrong. I'm just saying that for me, being that I have a goal of peace, and I think a lot of you might too, underneath, because otherwise I don't see why you'd really be here watching these videos, because there's an underlying message and an energy that I share with the world. So aside from all the food stuff, which I find to be very useful tool, the alkalization and detoxification for tissue regeneration, which is where this video started, And it came out to be to where you really want to have peace. So there is no right or wrong, but the power of the information that's shared comes through from the level of consciousness that the teacher is at. So if anybody wants to become a teacher and be better at it, then improve, find a way to enhance and expand your own level of consciousness. That's pretty much what I try to do. I don't really try to expand. I just try to be 100% honest with my understanding of the nature of consciousness itself and allow that to expand within me totally. So I know I see the ego trying to do its thing, and then I say, you know, that's great, Mr. Ego. I know you want to be right. I know you want to tell this young kid to screw off, but just leave him alone on YouTube. I get attacked all the time. People attack Lou. I mean, I can't believe they attack Lou. That's what I don't mind when people attack me, but when they attack my buddy Lou, who's like a champion, it just blows me away, and it's really tough to not fight back. But I know that I have to rise above, and I know that I have to set a good example, and I know that you see me even when I'm not on camera, and I'm sitting here by myself. I know that you see me. When you get up on this camera, you can see me. And I know that everyone can see me. And what is happening behind the scenes, you see it in my eyes. And you know where I'm really coming from. People on YouTube are not stupid. And they'll be able to tell. They'll feel where you're coming from. So if you want to be successful, just make it your intention to help people. Not to be right, not to be better than, not to thrive on conflict, which so many raw food dudes drive traffic to their site with the controversy of this and the controversy of that. And that's cool, you know. This video is really cool. These have been things on my mind lately. Hopefully I can be a voice of unity. I'd like to see all mankind rise up together as one. I know that every human being suffers. Is there anybody out there? Please, how about if you have, I'd rather say, because I'll get more comments, if you have challenges in your life, then please leave a comment down below. I just say, I have challenges. And that's all you need to say. If anybody's perfect, I want to see, I am perfect and I never have any challenges on this planet. I never feel hurt. Leave that, okay? So either one. I have challenges, or I never have challenges, and my life is totally perfect all the time, and I never experience any challenges. So anybody who's experiencing challenges, that's what I'm trying to help you to have courage in the challenges, and to never, ever give up, because your victory is right around the corner. You're closer than you think to your victory. It could be one step, it could be 10, it doesn't matter. You're closer than you think to the victory that you have come here to receive. Okay, my friends, never give up. Random video, Life Regenerator. Check out my friend Nessa's website, rawfit-ness.com. There'll be a link down below. Get some free juices there and get a lot of really good dictated information that I put up there about fasting and raw foods and cool stuff, and how raw foods relates to fitness. And I want to thank you so much, my friends, for letting me share today. You know, I just believe in love. The food, I believe that my program is really awesome. I've seen a lot of great results, but in the end, I think that I'm seeing love being infinitely powerful. And the ego hates love, if you didn't know that, because love makes us all equal. Love levels the playing field. Love makes me no better than you. And love makes us all the same. And the ego hates that. I hope that you learned something from this video. I have a heart, and it just wants to share with everybody out there. And so we'll get into the detox stuff later that I started on this video before. I got to go, though. I'm way overdue. I love you so much, and I believe in you. And I know that, the challenges are there, but find peace with the challenges and never give up. Don't run away anymore. In fact, here's the advice. Go straight into your problem. Sit there with all that pain. Find a way to sit there with the pain and not distract yourself. And I promise you very much, like I've been doing the last several days, I will continue to do the same, my friends. Thank you for subscribing to these videos and checking the links below. Peace.